It started with a tiny newspaper ad, but it seems ABC 40 and Fox 6 may have uncovered a national scam, and it's based in our backyard. Investigative reporter Kathy Reynolds has been working this story for the last 3 months. She brings us more now on what is a police investigation.
The ad is a work-at-home opportunity offered up by a company that claims to be in Palmer. But we spoke with people around the United States who say they were duped. Instead of making money, they ended up in debt.
What began as a crystal clear black and white guarantee put us on the trail of an elusive business with a colorful opportunity.
Invitation to join our business is limited.
And a proprietor whose criminal past was never revealed to those who sent him thousands.
I've come to find that the man lies about everything.
He's referring to John Sacco, the owner of SAC Financial, the company on the other end of that phone number listed in the ad appearing weekly in USA Today. Mike Donahue called that number a year ago, just as the Detroit native was about to be laid off from his job at General Motors.
He said, Mike, you understand the banking crisis today. What we've done is we've tapped into a non-traditional way of getting people funding for projects or for business opportunities, and it's through private lending sources.
ABC 40 and Fox 6 uncovered a copy of the paperwork that followed that phone call. It includes pages and pages of sales pitch. SAC Financial claimed to be looking for a select few entrepreneurial people who'd make tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars serving as middlemen, arranging loans for an exclusive client base, the names of whom would only be provided after a contract was signed, and SAC received a check for $5,900. John Sacco even backed up the statements by providing recommendations and references. Questionable references we'll tell you about later, but Carl Gentile was convinced by the chance to talk with those already in the biz.
And I thought, well, you know what, these references he's given me, they all sounded great. They were making a ton of money. I would do that.
Gentile spoke with us via Skype from his home in St. Louis. He signed SAC's contract and sent in the payment. Both Gentile and Donahue say they've received a few possible clients, but never one that worked out. After a year of trying, neither has made any money.
Here I am in the 12th month, and not one nickel has come my way.
I say, hey, John, what's going on here? And he says, well, it's the economy. You're kind of catching this at a bad time. I said, well, John, wait a second. Your ad says that it's a recession-proof business.
That's when they contacted ABC 40 and Fox 6. We found more people who sent thousands to SAC Financial only to end up in debt. One woman in Minnesota told us this has been a nightmare. A man in Mississippi writes he's now in financial crisis. His house is being foreclosed, his car repossessed.
I'm back again.
We tried to reach John Sacco at his Belchertown home.
He hasn't returned my calls or my emails.
And when we went to find him at work at the big, beautiful building in Palmer pictured on his website, we discovered it doesn't exist. And his so-called mail service center is a post office box at this UPS store in Wilbraham. That's when we did a background check. Using the Freedom of Information Act, we obtained a copy of a 2001 court case in which a John Sacco was convicted of bank fraud. Sacco had taken hundreds of thousands of dollars while working at Munson Savings Bank as their vice president and loan officer. He served 7 months in prison.
And I'd like to see the government step in, the law step in, and put a stop to it. You know, unfortunately, this guy just continues to do what he's been doing, and he's preying on innocent people like myself.
Both Gentile and Donahue filed complaints with the Massachusetts Attorney General's office, which works in cooperation with the mayor's office in Springfield. The director there attempted to help, but just last week told Gentile he may wish to contact a lawyer, stating, quote, Mr. Sacco has stopped communicating with us and is no longer responding to our letters or telephone calls. In fact, we ran into the same wall.
This is Kathy Reynolds with ABC 40 and Fox 6 in Springfield, Massachusetts.
None of John Sacco's references ever returned our calls. And those supposed recommendation letters, we were never able to trace them to a real company or person.
I would like to see that ad stopped, and I would like to see SAC Financial be closed down because I think that they're running a scam.
That's why we've turned over our information to Wilbraham and Belchertown Police. They're investigating, trying to track down the seemingly elusive John Sacco, following the money trail, trying to make sense of the obscure, what was supposedly a simple guarantee.
To me, this is very serious. He's impacted a lot of people's lives, yet he continues to do what he's done and is able to get away with it. Crazy.
ABC 40 and Fox 6 checked with USA Today. It seems they are no longer running SAC Financial's ad. If you think you've been duped by this company, we'd like to hear from you. You can call us here at the station, or my email is on your screen.